Okay, we have the green bar, we have the live counter sticking up, so we should now be live, which of course means welcome back to the Storytime Network. We are here with some Simpsons Hit and Run. We're just gonna be, well, I'm just gonna be doing, like, fucking collectible stuff. I'm actually gonna just turn this down a little bit more. Coming through loud on my end. There. So yeah. Jack is currently not at his computer, to say the least.
I mean, I'd be kind of disturbed if I was at my computer right now, considering that I'm, moving a 2-ton hunk of metal at 60 plus miles an hour.
So this is just going to be a chat stream, and let me just enter in some cheats. Well, only 2 cheats.
Some cheats make things more fun, others do not.
Well, there's one that's necessary, which is to basically fucking make my car indestructible, because otherwise it becomes a giant pain in the ass. The other one is for fun. If you press L3, which is the horn, you like jump up in the air.
I remember some cheat codes on like old PS2 games involve stuff like making your character's head bigger and stuff like that for the silly aesthetic feats.
Oh yeah,
those are always fun.
I fucking miss the era where games had inbuilt cheats.
Yeah, no, they had like official cheat guides and everything. I had like one of those thick cheat books that had all the cheat codes.
Yeah.
It was great.
No, it was so much fun.
And then, of course, you had game developers being a bunch of fucking killjoys about it.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Unless your name is Todd Howard and you just, like, let everybody just mod the fuck out of Skyrim. Then again, mods just kind of like, you can't control mods all that much.
I guess mods kind of replace cheats, but I feel like that's just, I'd rather the cheats be ingrained in the game, personally.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, let the developers just have some fun with it, and don't let the producers and execs be a bunch of killjoys about it.
Yeah. So, I believe... No, what were you going to say?
Ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
Speaking of killjoys, I've seen some people, like, being a bunch of assholes about spoilers again.
Wonderful.
Just like, oh, I stumbled across spoilers for something that was clearly marked as spoilers, and now I'm mad about it. It's like, you were warned, for one, and for two, just because spoilers exist out there does not mean that's a bad thing. Just like, either learn to accept that you will get spoiled inevitably about some things through either maliciousness or just like your own ineptitude, or like just get off the fucking internet.
Oh no! I swallowed my gum. To the emergency room.
I mean, it depends sometimes, because, like, sometimes spoilers are entirely unavoidable, and sometimes, you haven't watched or read or played a thing for reasons out of your control, sort of thing.
I mean, yes, but at the same time, like, if it's like a very old, classic, popular movie, you're not going to be able to dodge spoilers about it very easily, unless you are just utterly ignorant, because those spoilers get fucking referenced in pop culture all the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Star Wars is the most iconic example. Like, you cannot go anywhere without someone referencing something from Star Wars.
Yeah.
Beat it, friend, before I teach you to move.
I have also seen people complain a lot more unfairly about, like, oh, this trigger warning spoils something bad happening. It's like, a trigger warning is there because bad shit happens and the reader and or viewer should be aware of it because it might trigger something.
Principal Skinner, I can't help you anymore. I need to search for Bart.
Lisa, I apologize from the
Now,
There's also
pe-
cases
people
like
should
that.
not people should not be complaining about being spoiled by trigger warnings of all things.
Don't park in the street.
Yeah. And there's also just a case of, like, sometimes, like, people do deliberately seek out spoilers to know if they want to engage with something or not.
Yeah.
I do that sometimes. Like, okay, I'm unsure, I'm on the fence about it. Let's see what happens in future events and see if I'm game for it. Sometimes I am, sometimes I'm not. And, like, kind of unavoidable.
Yeah.
You should not be forced to go in blind to everything. Just because some internet weirdo has a hard-on about not getting spoiled.
You do know how to drive, right?
But yes, I interrupted you as well, so...
Well, I believe when we discussed what some of what we'd do today was decide what we were going to play after Veilguard, because we are rather close to finishing it.
Yes. So I don't have immediate access up to my games library, or yours, but I was thinking maybe we could do something where I played a little bit. And not like a super long game, but like maybe a short to mid-length game.
So I've gone through my games list, and I've put together a list of games that I'm like, yeah, I'm fine to play this on stream.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of, what do you consider a mid-length game?
Get out of the way already.
I want to say something we could do within like 10, 15 streams.
Right.
A long game is like 20 or more streams, I'd say.
Right.
You're slow. In fact.
Wow, Mother loves clean house dresses and old.
So, like, basically every RPG we play on stream is a long game.
Will change your mind.
I'm game for another RPG if it's on the shorter side, like 40 to 60 hours, though.
Yeah.
Look out!
Oh no.
I mean, yeah. Let's be honest. Persona 5 was a bit of a piss take in how long it was taking us.
Whatever you say, Mother.
We got over 100 hours pretty comfortably.
Yeah.
And we're not even in like the third semester proper yet.
Yeah.
Goddamn cyclists.
I need to search for Bart.
Lisa, I apologize from the bottom of my Vietnam veteran's heart. I promise this next stop will be the last. This car isn't much of a love buggy anymore.
Yeah, so you're trying to figure out which games you think we should take a crack at then?
Well, what games can be considered mid-length or shorter?
I'd say 40 hours or less, maybe 50 hours or less if you want to stretch it a bit.
Yeah. It's also about remembering, remembering or knowing how long a game necessarily is.
Yeah, well, like Return of the Overdin, for example, is a fairly short game, because you could reasonably complete it in less than 10 hours if you have, like, even if you don't have a guide.
I mean, we completed it in, what, like fucking 2-3 streams?
I think it was like 2.5 streams, basically, yeah.
Yeah.
Because we played a half a stream of a horror game that we fucking noped out of.
Yeah.
Banged my head. You're getting a spanking, Seymour.
Still don't regret that.
So much for that.
I regret the playing of it. I don't regret.
Yeah.
This jerk's a worse driver than you.
Yes, Mother.
I don't regret jumping out of it either. It was a very uncomfy experience, that game.
Alright. Shorter side games. Just take out some of the options I've got on my list, because I've got... Alright, I'm just going to go down the list.
Yeah, lay out the full thing.
Baldur's Gate 3. Probably rule that out.
That is definitely too long.
Yeah, we're going to rule that out.
I need speed. More speed.
I needed to do this because of... I need to test something, but I do actually have...
I wonder if I'll get extra credit for this.
Batman Arkham City now.
Wow, Mother loves clean house dresses and all.
Ooh,
Mr. Skinner,
Arkham
I
City's a
need
good
to get
one.
to my search.
Maybe the
Do you have Arkham
old
Asylum or
stars will
just
change
City?
your mind?
No, sorry, I've got Asylum, I don't have City, and I do have Night on my PS4.
I mean, Arkham Asylum is a good game to go with, honestly.
Another one is Oblivion, like actually doing the story of Oblivion, but obviously cheating a massive amount with console commands, because, you know, as you do.
Mr. Skinner, I
The
can't help you
optimal
anymore.
experience
I
for
need
any
to
of the
search
Elder
for
Scrolls
Bart.
game is
Lisa,
with
I
a shit ton of
apologize
mods
for
and or
my
cheat
Vietnam
codes.
veteran's heart.
Console commands are very much...
Is that not the case?
No, absolutely. I mean, as I said, console commands are what makes Oblivion fun for me. The last time I played it, I fucking... Really?
Does this remind...
I'm just going to restart this. I accidentally spawned like 3 or 4 versions of 2 plot-relevant NPCs.
Oh god.
Let's just
Which
do
wasn't
this.
an issue right up until the final mission where... Because in these games, you know, plot-relevant NPCs, you know, are invincible. So...
Forward momentum.
You know, it's fine when you've got missions where they've got to be fighting.
Glorious speed.
Unfortunately, I think it's like the final mission, one of those plot-relevant NPCs becomes killable, and the mission ends if they die.
Maybe these gold stars.
Oh,
will change
no.
your mind?
So, yeah.
A few more.
It's a lot easier to protect 1 or 2 NPCs than like 5 or 6.
Tastes like candy to me. The more the better.
It affected every version of that NPC that existed in the game at that point, which meant I was
Holy shit.
frantically, basically, console commanding kill every single fucking enemy that came close to one of them.
I need Princess
Desperately.
Skinner's dinner.
Fucking hell.
Where do you want to try a new crusty
I also console command killed Mehrunes Dagon, who's like the final boss of the game. He started to melt, which was a little, you know,
Principal Skinner, I can't
terrifying.
help you
That's
anymore.
uncanny.
I need
Yeah.
to search for Bart.
Lisa, I apologize from the bottom of my Vietnam.
So yeah, I'm fully on board with doing, even if it's just story only, of Oblivion.
Grow a pair.
Watch out!
Alright,
You
what else you
drive
got?
like a girl.
This is another one that's going to be ruled out. Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah, no.
All for Lisa.
The deductible is coming out of your allowance.
Any of the Final Fantasy
Yes,
games is
Mom.
probably going to be way too long.
Yeah. Well, you don't want to try playing FF14 on stream?
This reminds me of when I was a
No.
little girl. Dr. Nick?
Fair. I also don't want to either, to be honest. So, you know, it's fine.
I don't want to get sucked into an MMORPG if I'm being brutally honest with you.
No, absolutely fair.
Question the value of this activity.
You do know how to drive, right? Going in hot.
Okay. Sorry, I'm on a fucking mission that I've failed at like multiple times now, which is getting annoying on my part.
I can imagine, yeah.
Come on, come on, come on. Oh, thank you, God. This is the last bit of the mission.
We've got
I am the Lizard Queen.
Ghost Trick Phantom Detective.
Could be neat.
I mean, that's from the same same people who did fucking whatchamacallit, Ace Attorney, I'm fairly sure. So
Speaking of, we still haven't finished Apollo Justice.
no, we haven't. It's a little tricky to get everyone together.
Oh, we'll talk with Gun about it on D&D.
Yeah.
When we see him at D&D.
Another one that can be thrown on the not a too long of a game pile, which is Near Replicant.
Yeah. I haven't even played Nier Automata yet.
Technically, Near Replicant is before Automata.
I don't know if that's better or worse.
I mean, theoretically better.
Theoretically, but sometimes prequels actually require you to actually have, you know, seen the original for the actual impacts to land.
Taking it to the streets.
Also fair.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Replicant is actually a remake of a game that came out before Automata, so maybe not. I don't know.
Millhouse, are you working?
Oh, the
here?
original Nier or a different one?
I get a green cookie on St. Patrick's Day.
Maybe a different one.
It comes out of my paycheck.
Or maybe not. I'm honestly not sure.
Well, just gonna have to look it up then.
3, 2.
Well, I'm about to do a time trial, so I'm a little busy.
Rip. Yeah, yeah, I was like, I know there's something we haven't finished yet, but we need to play. Oh yeah, Ace Attorney. We still stopped like in the middle of the final case of the 4th game. Which,
Yeah.
bit awkward, but is what it is. I'm sure that once we get scheduling all squared away, we can do something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, another reason to play something a bit on the shorter side. Yeah, trying to remember what else I got. That's what I got that's on the shorter side that could be played. Might be something to discuss on Thursday. I actually have my Steam in front of me.
Yeah. Next one on my list is a game called Repurpose,
Oh dear.
which is
Never heard of that one.
it's a visual novel dating sim type thing.
Ooh, those can be fun.
If I remember correctly, it's like a because I played one route of it, but I haven't done any of the other routes. It's like set in the afterlife, and depending on which route you take, it can either be set in heaven, hell, or purgatory.
Ooh, okay. I'm trying to remember. I know there's a hell-based video game that I remember being pretty interesting, but I never wound up playing much of it. I don't remember what it was.
Look out!
It wasn't Helltaker. Helltaker's a different one.
I was gonna ask if it was Helltaker. I just couldn't remember.
Oh, After Party.
Those were recyclable.
After Party, that's what it was. I think that was on the PlayStation. But I think it might be on Steam. Let's have to look. I don't have a lot of cash on hand at the moment to buy new shit. Fortunately, I have a shit ton of games to play.
Yeah.
Which is also an issue in and of itself.
Well, it might explain why you don't have much cash to buy new games.
Only one of several explanations, unfortunately. But yes, what else you got?
So I've got 2 games that I got on recommendation by Gen, but I haven't played yet. Tactical Breach Wizards and Tavern Talk.
Those both sound fun.
Lisa Simpson at your
I've
service.
also seen Gen gushing about Tavern Talk as an interesting game, so would be potentially neat to play that one.
Ow, my hair.
One I've heard interesting and good things about was In Stars and Time. I think I might have that one but that one's an interesting one that I've heard good things about.
Yeah.
To move.
Another one, I think you may be a bit more, a bit less eager to play, but Fuzzy might like, is Slay the Princess.
I've definitely heard of that one. Is it a roguelike?
No. I don't know how to describe it. It's a bit more horror tinged, but it's not like too horror-y. Not like that one game you played. At least I don't think. I don't know much.
I hope those were recyclable.
But yeah, it's kind of a twist on the classic fairy tale shenanigan race.
Alright. Right, I've activated the titular hit and run, which is going to be fun to deal with while I'm in the middle of a fucking race.
You'll be fine.
This level is hell for activating it because one of the main, like, thoroughfares you have to drive on is a fucking, like, pier where there's, like, very little option but to hit people.
Fun.
Not the car.
Yeah, what you call it? Oh yeah, the quarry. Did you have that on your list?
I don't have the quarry on my list because I don't have the quarry.
Yeah, I got my
Right,
mojo
right.
now.
I have it on my PlayStation, but I don't know how I could stream from my PlayStation.
Is it a PlayStation 4?
It's a 5.
That should still be fine, I think. Because you can do the same
Maybe
thing. You can do the same thing that I'm doing.
Okay, you'll just have to walk me through that off stream then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have both the quarry and Until Dawn.
So peaceful.
I haven't played the former yet. I did like Until Dawn when I did play it though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that could be either of those could be a fun game to do.
Mm-hmm.
I do also have the Spider-Man games, the PlayStation 4 games.
I've got the first. I've got one. I don't have Miles Morales or 2.
Hi, Nelson. This is a surprise.
Oh, the pleasure is all mine.
I still haven't done all the
Starting
DLC
man
stuff
for
for
this
the
mission.
first one, so
Neither have I. So we're in good company there. I've still got more on my list. Vampire Therapist, which I think I've mentioned
Ooh.
before.
Loser says what?
What?
yeah, that sounds interesting.
1, go!
I've played a little bit of it, and it is a lot of fun.
Good to know.
You got no chance, buddy. Thank goodness for seatbelts. Sweet forward momentum.
Sorry, I'm in the middle of a race again, and I'm getting fucking body slammed by tougher cars.
I love being in the lead.
I mean, luckily
Rip.
it's not doing any damage to me. It's doing damage to them.
I don't know, but the momentum thing can carry over though.
I mean, my main
Cannot be
my main
easy.
competitor probably doesn't have too much like health left in that sense.
Head of the class.
Rip. Sucks to be them.
It does suck to be them.
I go, girl.
Okay, I'm actually using my brain there because there's a part of the track is a jump, and I kept overshooting it and crashing into the barriers, and then this last time I basically just went, let's just slow down a little bit. So that, you know, I don't overshoot it and I don't have to reverse around. Let's not act like a crazy idiot.
But Mel, that's half the point of the game.
Watch where you're going.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This does remind me a little bit of like classic arcade games, like the racing games. You typically saw it like old arcades back in the day.
So yeah, other ones we've got. Witcher 3 I've now got on PC. Which I do really want to play again, but I also don't remember how long it is. It might be a long one.
Witcher 3 is definitely a long game.
Thank goodness for seatbelts.
I also am not sure how necessary it is to know about Witcher 1 and 2 to enjoy Witcher 3.
I've played it before, having not played Witcher 1 or 2, and I was fine. I still definitely enjoyed it. You know, I had a lot of fun with it.
Good to know.
So I don't necessarily think it's necessary. I'm fairly sure, like in the early game, it gives you like choices to make based on the first 2 games. And the issue is, here's the thing: I do actually have 1 and 2 on PC as well. They're just not very good. Certainly 1 is has a fucking stupid gameplay mechanic, I'm fairly sure.
Oof. So it's kind of similar to God of War in that the earlier games don't hold up nearly as well as the later games.
Myself at the hardware store. Vroom, vroom. Right. I'll just start.
Then we've got Fallout 4, another long one, unfortunately. But another one I would enjoy breaking with console commands.
One, go!
Gotta love Bethesda and its easy rigging, right?
Yeah. Like a Dragon Ishin, again, I don't know how long that is the thing. But it could be fun.
We did start a Yakuza 0 playthrough at one point, I remember.
We did, but it's now off of Game Pass, so I would have to buy it. Which I'm not necessarily against, but it would probably not be this time around type thing.
Yeah.
Still got Scarlet Nexus waiting in the wings. I do really want to play that again. I only got like halfway through.
The eternal struggle to find time to play a game that you kind of half remember being decent.
I mean, if nothing else, it's the struggle of starting a game, getting distracted by something, and then never going back to that fucking game.
Yep.
That is exactly what fucking happened with Scarlet Nexus. I was playing it. What was it? Fucking December 2021, and then I went to my parents' house. And I was down in Liverpool. I went to my parents' house for Christmas for like maybe a week, 2 weeks. And then I came back, and I haven't played it since.
Yeah, no, something similar happened to me with Horizon Zero Dawn, where I got a good chunk of the way through it, and then I just kind of stopped because I got distracted with other stuff, and I never wound up... I briefly got back into it for like a couple days, and then I was like, I forgot a lot of the game mechanics for this. I am struggling right now.
On the subject of Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm fairly sure I do have that on PS4.
That could be a fun one to do. It's a really fun game.
I'm fairly sure I do. The issue is, I did get, you know, like a lot of games through PlayStation Plus that I now no longer have access to because I don't have PlayStation Plus anymore.
Oof.
But the last 3 games, because I need to now actually go back to the guide to figure out where the fuck I'm going. Spiritfarer, Disco Elysium, and Vampire.
I've heard so many good things about Disco Elysium. I want to play it myself at stream.
It's one of those.
Also,
It's one of those games you sort of have to be in a certain frame of mind to play, which is, you know, willing to tolerate politics, which I don't think many of us are nowadays.
Oh my. Sweet forward momentum.
Yeah.
Don't worry, that's just me dying.
I hope you pulled over to do it.
Unfortunately, no. Thousands of people have died by negligence. I kid. Anywho, I haven't heard much about Spirit Fair, but that could be interesting. Do you know how long that game is?
No, it's another one of those where I played it for a bit, really enjoyed it, and then, because the basic premise of the game is, you know, saying, like, helping spirits move on, one of them really, really fucking got to me. I cried my eyes out, said I'll go back to it when I'm more emotionally stable, and that hasn't happened in the last year and a half.
Fucking hell. Yeah, honestly, my pick would probably be Arkham Asylum or Tavern Talk then. Because I've been meaning to get around to Tavern Talk, but I don't think I have it purchased yet. Arkham Asylum, on the other hand, fucking love that game. It's a classic, and for good reason. What else? Like, there's a lot of classics from that time period, from like the mid-2000s to the early 2010s that are just really good.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just nostalgia talking, but goddamn. Like, you got the Batman Arkham games, you got the like the early Assassin's Creed games, you got stuff like, or you're leaning more towards the PlayStation stuff, like the Sly Cooper games.
Yeah.
That's a really good trilogy of games. And yes, it is a trilogy of games. There is no fourth game. Very unfortunate.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, honestly, I need to look and see if there's, like, remasters or, like, just versions available on the PlayStation 5 right now, because, God, I would kill to play, like, stupid games again.
Great, more liberal guilt. Kid power!
Those games were a huge part of my childhood.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Did you play them?
I do not believe so, no.
Aw. They're really fun games. Yeah, I'm gonna look and see if they're available on the PlayStation 5. Because if they are, that'd be something. Those would be a fun way to. Those would be a fun stream subject.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, wait until you are, you know, not driving to do it, but yes.
Oh no, I'm looking up right now. I joke, but some people would actually do that because some people are fucking morons.
Yeah. I mean, fuck it, I'll do it. I'm not, you know... I'm not doing anything particularly time-intensive right now.
You're also not driving an actual literal vehicle, but rather a metaphorical video game vehicle.
Yeah. So, the only remaster has been for the PS3.
Fine.
But, my dude,
Oh.
emulation. I mean,
it's hard finding a good emulator.
I mean, they were PS2 games, right?
Yeah.
So hungry.
So is Simpsons Hit and Run.
Federally mandated breakfast.
Ah.
To be honest,
Well, you'll have to give me the...
PlayStation 2 has, like, one of the best emulators that I know of.
Well, then you'll have to tell me all the details about that on off stream. Because I don't think Twitch would particularly appreciate us discussing the finer details of yo-ho-hoing.
I mean, the point is that emulation itself is legal as long as you use a legal copy of the game, which I absolutely am right now.
True, very true.
So there wouldn't be a leg to stand on, theoretically.
Collecting is such a
Theoretically.
zen experience.
Of course, of course.
Maybe a soy pop would perk me up.
But yes, God, I need to look into that. But
Phew, I should have paid more attention.
yeah, my vote would probably be for Tavern Talk or Arkham Asylum.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, have you played? I forget. I know you mentioned you played some of the Assassin's Creed games. Which ones have you played again?
2 and Brotherhood.
Wow.
Right.
That's I have played the first one a bit, but not like hugely. To be honest, I haven't played Brotherhood hugely.
Brotherhood was really fun in my opinion. A slight step down from 2, but not by much. Revelations was the tricky one, honestly. Like, I remember stopping that one about like 3/4 of the way in and just never wound up coming back to it.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because like, it's still a fun game.
Yeah.
Time to move.
Also, like, I do think it is a bit annoying that the Assassin's Creed games, like the more recent ones, have had this whole thing of like, oh yeah, you can actually do same-sex romances, but like partially because of the conceit of the of how the games actually operate, you have to have like this obligatory het stuff because otherwise the conceit can't happen.
Hmm.
Which again, kind of annoying. Also, something they probably didn't even consider would be an issue when they made the first game like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah. Let me check something.
You're curious about how old the game series is?
No. I was checking which Assassin's Creeds are on Game Pass. Odyssey,
I'm pretty
Origins,
sure-
and Valhalla.
Honestly, I really think is probably the best of those 3.
Yeah.
I have not played any of the Assassin's Creed games past Revelation except for like a little bit of Black Flag, and that's it. Yeah, if I remember correctly, most of the games past Black Flag don't really have a lot of like the core myth arc going on in
Yeah.
the background. It's mostly just doing assassin stuff in the past.
Yeah. I mean, the issue is the certainly, you know, the likes of 2 and Brotherhood and whatever are mostly PS3 games, aren't they?
No, those were. Yeah, I think that was that era. I had them on the Xbox 360.
Yeah. And from my experience, certainly PS3 emulation is spottier than PS2.
Shocked. The PS3 had a lot of issues with it. I remember it actually turned off the PlayStation 3 wrong a couple times and it broke the fucking device.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm ambulatory again.
I mean,
And that's how I got my Xbox 360.
yeah. I mean, I remember we went through, or certainly had to get repaired, our like early gen PS3, like the bulky one, so many times because it just kept overheating.
It was just not a well-designed console.
Not amazingly well designed, no.
At least they learned from their mistakes when making the PS4.
And then they
Like,
made
PS4 is leagues better.
yeah, and then they made the fucking PS5 out of components fucking hard to get, and therefore it's too fucking expensive.
Yeah, that's a damn shame. I waited for like 4 years or so to get 4 or 5 years to get a PS5 because like I needed it to drop down in price to justify getting it, and even then, like,
I mean, at this point,
it took some financial finagling to actually be able to afford it.
yeah. At this point, I don't think it's likely that I'm gonna get a PS5.
Fair. But the PS4 is still a very functional machine,
Yeah.
honestly.
I mean, that's
Unless you got like a very, very early copy of it.
yeah. That's the thing. My PS4 still works fine if I need to play games on console, but for the most part, I'm happy enough just playing games on my PC at this point. I invested in my PC over getting a PS5.
Yeah, honestly, the PC is probably a better overall investment. You don't have to replace parts too often, and like, it's just something that has a lot more longevity than any individual console.
And hey, I can play PS2 games on PC, which is something I can't do on fucking PlayStation 5, I'm fairly sure. Not without fucking, like, buying some kind of subscription service.
Just a little girl.
I am happy that the PS5 does have backwards compatibility with the PS4, otherwise it would not have even considered buying it.
Yeah.
I have too many PS4 games.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one thing to think about. I do think it is good that the Switch 2 will also have backwards compatibility, because Nintendo was fucking behind the curve on that shit.
Yeah.
Like, the only other consoles I remember having backwards compatibility on Nintendo were, like, DS had some backwards compatibility with the Game Boy, and the Wii was able to play GameCube games, and that's it.
Sweet. Forward momentum.
Speaking of Nintendo, have you ever owned a Nintendo?
I mean, yeah, I did have a Wii. And I did have a DS. And a Game Boy Color.
Nice.
And I think probably a GameCube at some point. I don't know if that lasted or if it broke or whatever, but yeah. Definitely had it at some point, I'm fairly sure.
I could sure use a pony right now.
Yeah, in terms of Nintendo, I've had a Game Boy Advance, a Nintendo DS, the early version, not the DS Lite.
Yeah, I had an early version of the DS as well, yeah.
Time to move.
GameCube, and the Wii, and now I have a Switch. I skipped the Wii U generation. I think most people did.
Yeah.
Which is why they changed direction so drastically to the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, the appeal of Nintendo's to that point was more on the, handheld side than the actual consoles.
Yeah.
I mean, I know they obviously had GameCube, but, they were probably, more well thought of for something like, or for things like the Game Boy Advance and Color.
Smell that fresh air.
Yeah. No, like, most of the popular Nintendo games were games that were, that either had handheld versions or were just exclusively handheld.
Yeah.
Like the Pokemon games, most of the Mario games, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm soaring through the sky.
Yeah, they did a really smooth move combining the console and the handheld into one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to play one of the Pokemon games again. It's been a while since I played anything Pokemon related.
Mm.
I have a few already, so it's not like I'd have to buy anything new. But yeah,
I mean, it's one of those things at this point, I feel like I'm not able to motivate myself fully enough for, you know, most mainline Pokemon games.
I'm also just super nostalgic for the Pokemon games I have played, if I'm being honest.
That's fair. I will say, I do really want to play fucking Scarlet or Violet.
Yeah, those two seem fun.
Those two also seem like they have enough story on their own to keep me interested.
Yeah. The Scarlet and Violet seem fun. What was the other generation of games that have been on the Switch so far?
What a perfect day.
I mean,
the Sword and Shield, that's what it was.
Yeah. There's also the...
also Legends Arceus.
Legend... Yeah.
Top of the world, Marge!
One thing that has bugged me about most of the Pokemon games is that, like, you can't get any of the other starters unless you do trading.
Hmm.
And I know that's, like, intended to be, like, a socialization thing, but, like, unless you had, like, access to, like, one of those trading cords and a bunch of friends with the Pokemon games, you're kind of SOL.
Yeah.
I wonder if I'll get extra credit for this.
Right, okay.
The last mainline Pokemon game I played, I think, was Pearl version, actually.
Mm.
Which is fucking way back. Kind of wish I had stuck around a little bit longer to play the Gen 2 remakes and Gen 5, because I heard Gen 5 was really good.
Yeah.
Oh well, it is what it is.
I need speed.
I do think I also have one of the Gen 3 remakes on Switch.
Mm.
I need speed. More speed.
Too bad they didn't remake Emerald. That would have been nice.
I mean, I
Emerald
feel
is
like...
probably my favorite.
Yeah, I feel like the Pokemon game I put most into was Yellow or Red. And that was on that was on the Game Boy Color.
Emerald is probably the one I put the most effort into. Yeah. That wound up being my favorite.
Mm.
There's just a lot to do in Emerald, especially like post-game stuff with the whole Battle Frontier and everything. Which I'm shocked they didn't port that over into the Gen 3 remakes.
Yeah. Yeah, if I remember correctly, in the playthrough of whichever one it was, I can't remember which one it was. I think it might have been Yellow. Yeah, the longest time I spent in it was making a team of Pokemon with solely cheese-based names.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Just a few more.
Because I'm fairly sure I had a Pikachu that was called Cheddar.
Federally mandated breakfast.
And like a Rattata that was like Brie or something like that.
All for Lisa. Sweet forward momentum.
I really committed to the cheese angle.
Did you name anything charcuterie?
I don't think I got that far. I know I called one Wensleydale.
Nice. Speaking of Pokemon, have you ever even considered doing a Nuzlocke?
Do you mean on stream or in general?
Oh,
In general. I don't think I could handle a Nuzlocke personally.
In general, I did actually try one.
sorry.
How'd it
Unfortunately,
go?
Careful.
not
You got
well.
team wiped, didn't you?
Well, no, I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. I lost Pokemon, and then I was like, well, there's nobody here to see it, so I went back and saved that Pokemon. And then I was like, this kind of defeats the point, doesn't it?
Yes.
I was also just getting tired of doing all the grinding. This was also before this was on a laptop, I'm fairly sure, so like I wasn't able to even really watch anything while I was doing this, and so I was just getting like tired and bored.
Neurodivergence is a bitch, isn't it?
Yeah. It really, really is.
I hope I don't have to share this with Bart.
Yeah, honestly, part of the reason I don't think we could do a Nuzlocke stream is exactly that reasoning that you put out. Like,
Won't question
I
the
couldn't
balance
really,
of
like,
activity. Maybe a
just
slight
permanently
bit of
release a
that.
Pokemon just because they
Speed,
fainted.
glorious speed.
You know?
Mm.
Like,
I think
Worst
I'd
case
be able to
scenario-
do it if we did it on stream.
I couldn't. I would just be so upset about it. I get attached, okay?
That's fair.
Ow, my hair.
Honestly, I just need to pick a Pokemon game and start it on at some point.
Mm.
Because otherwise I'll just be stuck in limbo being like, should I play this one first, or this one first, or this one first? It's like,
Mm.
they're all pretty separate. You don't need to play them in any particular order.
Yeah.
That's one of the benefits of the series. I do appreciate a lot of video game series just not being super concerned with, like, maintaining continuity across console generations, because
Yeah.
otherwise that'd be just, like, an absolute nightmare to keep track of.
Yeah.
One of the big issues with video games is as a medium, especially as, like, as it takes longer to make games. There's another advantage of PC games.
Yeah.
Like, you can have, like, 4 or 5 year dev cycles and not have to worry too much about, like, oh no, a new console generation is about to come out. We're going to have to switch over to that console generation and lose a lot of progress.
Yeah. Or not do everything that we want because we have to put the game on both, you know, the old generation and the new generation, and the old generation can't take what the new generation can, sort of thing.
Yeah. Which is what happens with Inquisition.
Yeah.
I think the last bit of DLC for Inquisition wasn't available on the previous generation. It was only PS4 generation.
Yeah.
Now, I know a lot of people were upset about that. Can't blame them.
Mm. No, I can understand it. Though at the same time, I can also understand, you know, at a certain point, you have to stop, you know, making the games for the previous generation, as well as the new one or the current one.
Yeah, no, technology advances and all that.
Yeah.
I will say though, like a lot of like the big game studios are a bit too obsessed with realism. I think.
Oh no, absolutely, absolutely.
Like, no, it has to be 100% high fidelity, real life looking graphics.
Yeah.
Rah rah. Like, do some fucking stylization, bitch.
I mean, that's the thing. Veilguard has stylized graphics, and it's absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
The wolf is that old.
The graphics aren't like jarring at all.
Yeah.
Just because they're not like hyper realistic.
Yeah, you're gonna buy a car.
Whatever it takes to make the game work, you know?
Yeah.
I hope kids at home
Like,
don't
so many,
imitate hitchhiking.
Game execs are just obsessed with shoving as many different shaped pegs into round holes as they possibly can.
Mm.
The innuendo of that was not intentional.
Mm.
What?
Look out! Really bad day.
Oh yeah. On the subject of Dragon Age, might as well mention this now. Apparently, EA very much preferred Mass Effect to Dragon Age.
I'm not terribly shocked.
Watch where you're going.
Even if Andromeda was kind of critically and commercially a dud compared to the trilogy. No idea what the hell they're cooking up for the next Mass Effect game, though.
Mm.
Where do you think you're going?
I haven't really heard any big news with regard to the next Mass Effect
Mm-hmm.
I laugh at
in
you.
a while. Since
Yeah.
not since they announced it, really.
Mm.
I have a need for speed. Car speed.
One of those
Yeah.
where it could be a lot longer still.
Oh, absolutely. I don't expect it to be like until the next generation of consoles long, but I expect we're going to be waiting for another couple of years at the minimum before we like get a firm release date. We'll probably get some more information late this year or early next year, but
Yeah.
I don't expect anything more than just some information. Goddamn motorcycles. Yeah, whatchamacallit. Yeah, I really like the Mass Effect trilogy. It's a really fun, it's a really good series. The big issue with Andromeda is that the story and characters don't measure up quite as well to the original trilogy as they could, even if the gameplay is a huge step up. Like, I think the gameplay gets better and better with each Mass Effect game.
Yeah.
And Andromeda has a lot more flexible of a combat system than any of the previous games. Because you can actually shift your character class and you shuffle skills in and out as needed, and have a bunch of preset builds for what skills you wanted to have at your available access, or available to you rather. Yeah, it's really interesting. It's a really neat combat system. I wish I wish the story and characters were good enough to compel me to continue it, even despite not measuring up to the quality of the combat system.
Yeah.
It sucks though that the game kind of got like shellacked bad enough that they didn't even bother with the planned DLC for it.
Yeah.
Like, if the DLC came out and was actually good, I would have, probably gone back into the game.
Sexy mommy needs a
Alas.
ride.
Okay, just let me fake my death here at the plant and I'll be right over.
I feel like most game execs are just, increasingly risk-averse.
Oh, no, absolutely. They really are.
Outside of the indie dev scene, most of the time they're going to go with either established franchises or established names behind new stuff.
Yeah. Or just, remaster everything.
Yeah.
Why make new games when you can just release the old ones a million times? Cough, cough, Skyrim, cough, cough, Grand Theft Auto.
In fairness, there is a lot of viability for that with some games that haven't gotten remastered, like the aforementioned Pokemon games, for example.
What are you doing here?
Well, they've been trying to
not even necessarily a remaster, just making it available on a new console would be a good idea.
Yeah.
Nintendo.
Better stay out of my way.
I get the whole thing of not wanting to put the time and effort into do it a full-ass remaster of every single old game, or anything like that. But you could still try to make it available on your new console.
Yeah.
People will buy it.
Yeah.
A lot of people will shell out money for it. You are losing money on a good idea there.
I should pay more attention.
I'm not gonna pretend I know how easy or difficult it is to remaster a game or to make it available on the new console, but it cannot be more expensive than what you would recoup from sales,
Now where do I
especially on popular old games.
I'm very disappointed in you.
I know a lot of people are definitely going to be taking the yo-ho-ho route with old games that are no longer available, because as it turns out, piracy is one of the more effective forms of media preservation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't help that a lot of business people, especially in Japan, are very old-fashioned and kind of backwards for it.
Only kind of backwards?
Oh no, they're extremely backwards. Especially from a business perspective. They are very set in their ways and do things by the old book that was, outdated 20 years ago. Sure, their business model was successful in late 80s or early 90s, but, that was 30 years ago.
Yeah. Just things have changed since then. Audiences have changed.
Everything has changed substantially in, every single possible way.
I swear I used to be a better runner.
You gotta adapt to the time.
Yeah.
I need more step aerobics classes.
Piece of cake.
Marge Simpson, at your service.
Don't you hate it when you change lanes to get ahead of traffic, and then immediately the lane you get into slows down and the other lane speeds up?
Yeah.
Oh, that looked expensive.
I mean, what I hate is, you know, going into, say, the overtaking lane to get past a slow bastard, and then the slow bastard pulls out in front of you. 'Cause they've got to incredibly slowly overtake the car, you know, 200 yards in front of them that they probably aren't actually going to overtake anytime soon.
I have road rage and I know how to use it.
Yeah, no, it's very annoying when it's the fast lane that slows down. Like, the fast lane is supposed to be fast. It's supposed to be for, like, everyone to go at the zoomiest of speeds.
Yeah.
If you're not able to do that, like, what's the point?
Let's see you do better.
Let's do it. Cautiously, wildly accelerated.
I do wonder what it is that is preventing Nintendo specifically from, like, going back and updating, and just, like, re-releasing their old games either digitally or physically through their current console.
I'm not sure, really. I'm really not sure.
We may never know just because, like, of how, like, arcane the inside of big businesses tend to be.
Yeah.
Where the
What's up with that?
Nintendo is almost certainly more has almost certainly more security and secrecy than the U.S. government currently does.
Just call me Air Homer.
Not that that's a fucking high bar.
No, it's really not, is it?
Personally, no.
Son of a...
What the heck were you? Well, that's done like laundry. Did I win? I had no idea. I hope this car doesn't stink too bad.
Where is it? There's Ralph.
Little Ralphie Wiggum, how are you?
Candy makes me happy, then tired.
So, what are you doing here?
Two ugly monsters named Patty and...
We also haven't finished the Wolfenstein games.
6, 12, 1...
No, we haven't. God, I feel like they left a bunch of stuff by the wayside. Well, let's focus on finishing Veilguard before we try to finish anything else.
Oh, yeah.
More?
I hope this isn't stealing.
Because, like,
Hey, what's up with that?
it's better to finish what we're already on than try to, like, oh no, go back, we gotta finish this thing. Oh no, go back, we gotta finish this thing. Yeah, we'll finish Veilguard first and take it from there.
I mean, we also haven't discussed finishing Persona 5.
We are postponing that for a while at your request.
Send the bill to Homer.
Oh, out of control.
Because you wanted to take a break from that for a while because of how long you spent playing it.
Yeah.
Which is also part of the reason why I was suggesting a shorter game. So once we finish it, maybe we can go back to Persona 5 and finish that up. Or we could just take it after we finish the shorter game and see how we're feeling. Or finish something else instead. Yeah, I do think after we play our next new game, start to finish, we should focus on finishing off stuff that we've already started.
Maybe, yeah.
6, 12, 1, go!
Look away, people. Nothing to say. Shazbot. Eat my rudeness.
Eat my dust. Excelente.
What the fuck was that?
And it is.
Oh, the lane thing. Those little bumps that they have on the borders of, like,
Is this cars?
the lane.
Cheat code.
Oh my.
I gripped it a bit too close to one of the lane lines.
Woohoo! Woohoo! All right. hurt.
Fortunately, there was no one next to me in the other leg, so it's not a
Yeah.
big issue, but...
I need some road rage. Good work, Marjorie. I won? I'm sorry.
The door's locked and I'm too lazy to open it. Hey! Where am I gonna put it?
Yeah, speaking of starting and finishing
What's up with
things, I
that?
need to
I am evil
work on my
Homer.
anime background
I am
as
evil
well.
Homer.
I was planning on doing it last season, but I wound up forgetting, and, yeah.
I mean, last season was pretty busy in terms of, you know,
Very good at this.
all the sequels.
Get out of my way, jerk ass!
Yeah, this season's gonna be busier in terms of new stuff.
Do this
Yeah.
thing.
Look out! I am so totally embarrassed.
The last season was pretty dry on the new shows front, comparatively.
Ow, my neck!
Worth it.
Vengeance will be mine.
Yeah.
Oh, I swallowed.
Because between the three of us, I think we watched, like, what, maybe, like, 15, 18 new shows? I know I watched 11 to completion, but, like, I
What?
think there was, like, 7 or so that one or both of you watched that I didn't. Let's see. I know both of y'all watched Sora Air Utility. You watched Tasakari Hotel and Medalist. And I'm trying to think of what else you watched that I didn't.
I don't think I watched anything else that you didn't.
Okay, I think Number might have watched 1 or 2 other shows. I'm trying to remember. I'm kind of blanking because I know it's only been like a week or so, but like
Take that!
I've already been focused on the new season, so
Yeah.
Oh, I wanted a peanut.
yeah, like 15 or so new shows between the three of us,
What's up
and
with
almost as many sequels,
Yeah.
which is an abnormally high number for a season.
that? Bart did it.
Like, that does not happen often.
No, it really doesn't. If nothing else, it means that, you know, we're gonna have plenty of options for sequel of the year come December and January.
I'll do my best.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a fair number of sequels set for summer as well.
You.
Oh, goody.
Yep. Because off the top of my head, there's the second core of Dr. Stone Season 4. There's Dan to Dan. There's, what else?
Call me Air Homer.
There's like 4 or 5 other sequels I'm just blanking on right now that I know are coming out in summer.
Let me finish the race that I'm doing and then I'll check.
Yeah.
I mean, we've also got a fair amount of shows this season that are going 24 episodes, so...
Yeah. Well, no, it's only like 3 or 4 shows, right?
More than usual, I feel. Certainly since, you know, fucking COVID.
Come on, come on.
Yeah.
Let's keep it moving.
Yeah, these past few seasons have had a substantially higher number of
I
Super
have road
4
rage
shows
and I
than
know how to use it.
I remember there being all that often.
Learn
I know
that, right?
multi-core anime used to be the norm, but like, goddamn.
Steady, Marjorie, steady.
Honestly, kind of miss those days.
Whoops.
I don't know why I'm bothering to try and avoid getting a hit and run. I'm going to be going into the power plant where I'm going to absolutely run some people over.
I just polished that.
Just a few more.
It's physically impossible not to.
Sucks those dumb people for being in the same location that you will be.
So long, suckers! Ooh, the vibrations tickling my feet.
They should have known better.
Yeah. Might not do this. Should be a pain in the ass.
Woohoo! I hope there's not much more.
Yeah, I don't think I am. Yeah, I'm definitely not now.
What's up with that? In your face!
Right, let me check. They're over here. I can get rid of my compass tab. I'm not watching that shithole of a show anymore. It's mean to call it a shithole of a show, but yeah.
Look, we all watched at least some garbage for premieres.
So, Down to Down Season 2, Grand Blue Season 2, Sakamoto Days Part 2, Dr. Stone, Science Future Part 2, Hanako-kun Season 2 Part 2. I'm not even going to say that. The Bunny Girl Senpai, Call of the Night Season 2. What else we got? Rent a Girlfriend Season 2.
Season 4, you mean?
Season 4, yeah, sorry, Season 4.
God, someone actually fucking greenlit 4 fucking seasons of that show.
I know.
What the hell?
A couple of Cuckoos is getting a Season 2, Jack.
Right, I remember that. I don't know if I'll watch Season 2.
Kaiju number 8 Season 2, and Dress Up Darling Season 2.
So yeah, a lot of the fucking sequels in summer, too.
Yeah. Then, currently confirmed for 24, or, you know, two seasons or 2 cores. Let's see, what do we got? And Shirley... Scrolling through. Witch Watch. There was more. I know there was more than that. That appears to actually be it. Fuck off. Could have sworn there was more, but oh well.
There might be some other ones that we're not watching that are also 2-4. That might be it.
No, I just looked through entirely to see it, but apparently not.
Huh. Yeah. The only carryover we have from last season is Apothecary Diaries.
Yeah.
I could
It's
really
a great show, don't get me wrong, but like,
Mm.
it's kind of wild that we went from having like 5 or 6 carryovers to just 1.
I mean, technically, we've also got the last 2 episodes of My Happy Marriage, and I've got the last episode of Guild Receptionist. The last 2 episodes of My Happy Marriage that still aren't up, by the way.
Yeah, no, that's weird. Like, I'm pretty sure they were released in Japan, too.
Yeah, no, they
So
have.
what the fuck is the deal, Netflix? Netflix, I'm in your walls. Tell me what the deal is.
Are you blind?
Out of the fucking way. One thing I hate about this game is just how fucking annoying the other cars on the road are about not getting out of your goddamn way.
My bad.
That's true to real life, though, Mel.
You better run. This.
Oh, great. Hit and run. And the car drove me off the fucking road like an arsehole.
Some serious road rage.
Just like real life. Isn't realism superior, Mel? Isn't realism the best kind of fiction?
We guys aren't gonna like that. Where do these doozers come from?
God, that take actually pisses me off.
Why are there so many cars on the fucking road? Get out of my way! Okay, if I get hindered by another fucking car one more time, I'm just gonna fucking quit and I'm gonna turn on exploding cars. And then we'll see who's laughing.
Oh dear.
You will be laughing.
I'm gonna get my second hit and run, which is great. Great, that's gonna slow me down a lot. Oh, you have no idea how much worse it can get, though.
Sensible shoe to the metal.
Because the last mission is an absolute pain in the arse for that.
Ooh. That's
Oh, I
gonna
bet.
cost me.
Come on, 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 come on. Yes, just.
In charge.
I probably lost money
Yeah,
overall on that, but fuck it, I don't care.
Look.
Yeah, I managed to get through most of this game absolutely fine until I fucking got to that last mission, at which point I struggled so much that I ended up having to put the game down for a bit to just for like a couple of days just to calm down.
God, that sounds like maddening.
It really was. It really very much was.
You know, speaking of cars, I'm glad seeing a lot less in the way of Cybertrucks on the road now.
Yeah, that's good. Though I feel like I've been seeing more Teslas in general around, which is annoying me.
I mean, they're dirt cheap right now. Because Tesla stock is in the fucking shitter.
Yeah.
I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Hey, Q-Tip, if you enter
I have had more than one person say that they are probably just going to buy a Tesla, but they're just waiting for the stock price to bottom out before they go for it.
I feel bad about myself.
Which, you know, on the one hand, I wouldn't recommend buying a Tesla in the first place. But on the other hand, I almost respect the hustle. Almost.
Yeah.
I'm winning. This is incredible.
Especially in this economy.
How'd you do that?
I mean, I know full well I'm not getting a new car anytime in the next 5 years.
Finish fast.
Same.
As long as I can keep this thing repaired to a reasonable degree, I don't think it's really worth it to get a new car.
No.
Burn on me. Suck emissions. You'll never catch me.
I also want to wait for electric cars to become more prevalent and therefore cheaper.
I mean, a lot of manufacturers have already started on their electric car lines in the past few years. So Tesla also is losing out because it has competitors who are, you know,
Guess you're like
better at making decent electric cars.
Yeah.
It was an accident. Hello, Millhouse.
hybrids are currently the best way to go if you can't afford an electric.
Whoa. Oh,
Just do
Because,
it.
like,
3.
otherwise you're dealing with a lot of cars that aren't hybrids or electric are just like straight up gas guzzlers by comparison.
Yeah.
My old car, which was the first car I effectively owned, had a mileage of 18 miles per gallon, which is atrocious.
Yeah.
It's trouble.
Mine was pretty good, actually.
Not very good.
To be fair, it was a big car. It was a Ford Explorer, and it had a nice big trunk compartment that could be turned into a third row of seats. So I got a lot of usage out of that, driving other people around, which was nice. The only real issue was that gas was expensive as hell because it was, again, shitty on the mileage.
Yeah.
I just had that
Meanwhile,
My current-
I'm fairly sure taking people home is what killed my first car.
Oof.
Because it had bad suspension and sticking, you know, fucking, how many was it? 4 of the people in that car was not the greatest of ideas.
Yeah. I could be worse. Well, not necessarily, but like could be driving someone back with you, and
No hands.
if they wind up getting sick in the back of your car.
Oh no, because I don't drink, I was, you know, always the designated driver for my friends, and I basically said to them, look, if you throw up in my back seat, you're getting out. I don't care. I'm not
It's
having
good to have
people I'm not having people throw up in my back seat
Yeah.
or my
Honestly,
front
like,
seat.
tell them, bring a barf bag with you if you think you are going to get sick. Otherwise, you are not getting in my car.
How about
Also fair.
Like if you can keep it in the barf bag, you're fine.
Yeah.
But otherwise, do not puke in my car.
Hmm.
where to next, video game?
Yeah, it's good to be able to volunteer to be a designated driver because that wins you a lot of brownie points with some people.
Yeah.
Not very good at this.
Like you know, it's a thing of like you forego a little bit of fun for that night in the case of if you actually are a drinker, but like at the same time, you help a lot of people out, and people will appreciate that for the most
Yeah.
part. Definitely cheaper to have a friend drive you home than an Uber,
Please don't sue us
after all.
again.
Yeah.
Easy. Easy.
Hit those bumps again, eh?
Yep. I mean, it was on a tight turn, and there's someone hugging me on the other side, so.
There.
Those are the realities of driving on the freeway in California.
Is that you, Lord? Not now.
The funny thing is, if I'd left about 6 or 7 hours later, I probably would have made the drive in about half the time.
Well, why didn't you?
Because I have to make it, because I'm going out to dinner with my family tonight.
I know, I was joking.
It's very much a case of like, I could either not do dinner with my family tonight and just do it as, and just like probably not go out to eat for a while with them, or I can just do this and actually have dinner with them. So,
Yeah.
I need a Long Island
It's what it
iced
is.
tea.
fucking hell, asshole. All of it, when a driver's default mode is riding your ass and then scooching around you with the minimum amount of space.
Yeah.
people just do not know how to drive.
No, they don't. They really, really don't. Thank you for the follow, Harumi Day. Day.
Nice.
Apologies if I said that wrong. You know, fun fact about this game, Jack, the devs put in the ability to kick any character.
Oh, nice.
And they worried about that because they were like, who would, you know, something like, who would want to kick these beloved characters sort of thing? Is it right that we do this? And then they sent the game to Matt Groening. I can never pronounce his fucking name.
I think it's Groening.
Groening, you know, the creator of Simpsons, and the very first thing he did in the game was spend 10 minutes kicking Marge's Homer down the street. At that point, they basically said, I think we made the right decision here.
Oh, that's fucked up, but that's funny.
I think I've got the Wasp cameras in here then.
I am about 10 minutes from home. Nice.
So you'll get home before the stream ends.
No, actually, and we don't have to run it for a full 2 hours, you know.
I mean, we don't have to.
I know you want to.
Okay, Marge, stick to the plan.
I mean, to be honest, it might be better for me anyway, because I've got to get up really early for me tomorrow morning.
Just one.
Cause
Job stuff or just...
No, I mean this is a good thing because I'm going down to London for like a day.
Oh, nice. Nice little day trip.
I'm going to watch like a live version of a podcast I listen to, a rugby one.
Ooh, neat.
Oh, boy.
I mean, I organised this trip, you know, back when I had money and hadn't been unemployed for, you know, 2 or 3 months that, you know, rent and other expenses ran through.
Mm.
And also, you know, when I wasn't being kicked out of my flat, though I have basically gotten a new one now. I've signed the tenancy agreement. Signed the tenancy agreement, just got to do some last bits and pieces and then, you know, start the process of moving out and moving in sort of thing.
Yeah, that's always fun. Hey, at least you're spry enough to actually do the physical moving, right?
Yep. And I'm going to get some help from a couple of friends, one of whom has an uncle with a van who's offered use of it, so that's good.
Time to drive this car
Nice.
insane.
Yeah, my family had, we had to use a U-Haul, and my brother wasn't available for a good chunk of the moving because he had stuff going on that day. I forget what it was. I think it was either work or a flight lesson or something like that.
What, he couldn't fly the stuff over to the new house?
No.
I say he could have done, and he just didn't want to.
Is this going to affect
Probably not.
insurance?
Well, it's logistically a bit difficult to find a place to land a plane in, you know, an urban center.
He could have done it. Probably.
Maybe. You know that the American highway system was designed such that every 5 miles there's at least 1 mile of straight highway that a plane can land on in an emergency?
I did not know that. Neat.
Yeah, it is pretty neat. honestly a pretty clever design thing.
Yeah. And also, you know, necessary nowadays, what with all the budget cuts. Unnecessary
Yep.
budget cuts.
Oh,
Look,
boy.
there are several agencies that
Wait.
are a very bad
This
idea
goes in
to
my
cut
chest.
for a number of reasons. The FAA is one of the worst ones to cut from.
Mm.
I think the Department of Health and Human Services is probably the worst one to cut from. And yeah.
In fairness, I'm not sure how possible it is to make the US health system any worse.
Put an anti-vaxxer in charge of it, it turns out.
Fair. So not those two. Is it the staircase? Yeah, when I was going through the story, I tried to do as little of this, like, side stuff as possible to make it easier on myself, not having to, like, go through lists and go, okay, I've apparently done this bit, but maybe I haven't, maybe I'm just in the wrong place sort of thing. But I apparently didn't succeed very well on this level.
Feeling?
That sucks.
Yes, I did that. I forget, how much Simpsons have you actually seen?
I've seen a few Scout episodes here and there, plus the movie. I do want to sit down and watch, like, the early stuff at some point.
Hmm.
It's just a huge fucking time commitment.
Fair.
More than basically any other show in existence besides maybe, like, One Piece or
This
Detective
isn't
Conan.
stealing.
I mean, in fairness,
For some foot-on pavement action.
you know, it's not like you'd have to watch every single episode, just up to, you know, like, season 10 or 11. And then maybe a handful of episodes throughout that.
That's still like 300 plus episodes.
I mean, yeah.
Touch this.
Oh, there it is. Damn it, I missed it.
I'm trying to think of the number of series that have as much runtime as The Simpsons. And it has to be like
Let's do this.
anything that has twice as long episodes as The Simpsons, plus has run for like, I want to say 18 plus
Really
years
should've
at this
worn
point.
sensible shoes.
So like basically like NCIS, Law and Order, SVU, maybe a couple others.
Yeah.
And also soap operas, but I'm not counting those.
Soap operas are kind of insane.
Ooh, feels good to stretch my
Look.
games.
Soap operas are just the most unhinged form of media that there is.
Mhm.
Road, rage, building.
I mean, that's part of the appeal and all, but still.
Power walking is good for my cottage cheese thighs.
I have not watched a single full episode of a soap opera that I can recall, and I intend to keep it that way.
Yippee!
Yeah,
Oh boy!
very fair.
Woo wee!
Oh yeah, did I tell you, no, I think I did tell you, the actor who plays, fuck, what's his name? God, I'm blanking on it. Denny Rojas. The guy who plays Denny Rojas in, Ted Lasso.
Yeah.
He actually has a funny little bit part in Sonic 3 where he plays twins in a soap opera in universe.
Fair enough.
Yeah, soap operas, like, they're very easy to meme on, and for good reason.
I mean, for some of them, they've been around for so long that I'm honestly shocked they aren't just recycling plot points.
They probably are. It's just you don't know about it because you don't pay attention.
Are you blind?
Fair.
Like,
It's your wall.
I don't know, it's like as the world turns still running, for example,
What was that?
it like, just a random fucking example, as the world turns, that's the only soap opera I know by name.
Right.
That one's probably still running. It's probably been on for, what, 40 years at this point?
Hmm.
You'd honestly have to set like, a month or so aside to continuously binge it to catch up.
Yeah.
In a realistic time frame. Probably 2 or 3 months, if I'm being honest.
Hmm.
Because soap operas run with, like, 4 or 5 episodes a week.
Sometimes, yeah.
Well, that's insane.
It really
Do they ever
is.
go on break? Do they ever go on break?
I'm not sure.
Fucking hell. I'm gonna have to look that up, because goddamn. Those are some numbers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fairly sure that soap operas and daytime kid shows would definitely be considerations for, like, longest running pieces of media
Yeah.
nowadays. Because they also got stuff like Sesame Street to consider.
I think something like Sazai-san in Japan is probably
Son is absolutely up there.
absolutely up there because again, it's one of those that's been running since the 60s, non-stop
Yep.
sort of thing. I think the only time I remember them stopping is fucking COVID.
Yeah. I don't think you could actually watch every single episode of Sazai-san in a reasonable time frame.
No.
It would take you actual years.
Mm-hmm.
But such is the case with a lot of soap operas, probably, so whatever.
Yeah.
You got it.
Maybe that's why they can get away with fucking reusing plot lines. It's like, hey, it'll be helpful for new viewers.
Yeah. No, this character definitely wasn't already twins before. No, sir.
Sensible shoe to
There's
the
so many uses of the hidden twins plotline. I'm sure of it.
I mean, that reminds
Yeah.
me, I was, do you remember a live-action Disney show called A Pair of Kings?
No. I do remember King of Queens, though.
I don't even really remember the fucking plotline of it. I did actually watch it a bit, as a,
As a wee lad.
preteen to early teenager. 'Cause that was the time where I was really actually watching Disney shows. But basically it's about this pair of like fucking I think they were meant to be like twin brothers who realized they were like fucking
no time for caution.
like descended from the ruler of like a tropical island or something like that, and so they went to this tropical island. But then from like fucking between seasons 2 and 3 of it, one of the actors for the brothers, Mitchell Musso, got a DUI and was taken off the show and replaced.
Accelerating.
You want to know how they did it?
How?
They said they're actually triplets, and they unfolded a fucking photo of the brothers to reveal that there was actually 3 of them all along.
Hope I don't have to pay.
That's hilarious.
Right,
Send the bill to home.
I do, I have arrived, so I do need to, finally skedaddle.
Alright, just give me 1 second, because I just want to try and get one last thing. So I need a better car than the one I'm currently driving. Or at least a more controllable one.
Of course.
Sexy mommy needs a ride.
So we'll just get that. Go back around here. Do a sweep.
Do the sweep. Do the sweep.
Ah, shit, I have to get out of the fucking car to get it.
Very disappointed in you.
Right.
One last pass. I know I can do this. Believe in me, Jack.
I believe.
Oh my heavens.
Okay, no. Alright. I'll stop there. Okay, so thank you everybody for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed. In terms of future stuff, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays as always. Please do give us a follow here on Twitch and all that YouTube stuff.
Like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and please press that bell icon, yo.
Once again, thank you for the follow, Harumi Day, and hopefully we shall see you on Thursday. Good night.
Later.